All right, so today I want to take this course catalog page and I want to have Claude make a change to it for me. I'm thinking it might be nice to see a count of courses, if for no other reason than just so that I can see that as I'm loading data into this to see if things are working or not. It also might be nice to be able to see it based on filtering down to a publisher, how many show up for that publisher. So I want to make Claude do this. And so I'm going to start up a new project here, a catalog project, and I've never used this before. So what I want to do is I want to start out by trying to add the files for the website here. So this project has CSS, JavaScript, HTML, and a JSON file with courses. So I'm going to drag all of these over into the Claude project and upload them. I want to use that as a base for making changes. I've never done it this way. I've attached files as artifacts to a given chat, but I've never used them as like a base of knowledge for a project. One thing I am curious about is what's going to happen if I ask it to make changes. Is the base going to stay the same? Are changes going to be in an artifact? That's what I suspect. Or is there going to be some sort of process to reconcile and update these project base files? So we'll see what happens here once this gets uploaded. It looks like it's doing something to analyze them to produce some sort of base of knowledge that it could inject into a chat session. So I'll wait for this to complete here. Actually, it looks like maybe it's just saying I'm using up to 3% of what I can use overall. So I don't think there's anything to wait for here. So let's just do this. Let's dive into a chat now. Let's ask this. Can you modify the catalog to show the count of courses based on the filtered publisher? So I'm basically asking it to add a count of the courses, find a place to display that. All right, so we're going to do that. See what it comes up with here. See if it can figure out I want a new artifact out of this, or at least some snippet of code that I can copy. All right, so what do you want me to do here? All right, so we've got the updated catalog HTML, updated JavaScript. I hate reading the summaries over here. I need to tell it again, stop summarizing things. I don't really care about, I don't ever read any of this. I just like to look at the code that it generates. So first off, let's look at where it put this at. So in the catalog HTML, it wants me to add a paragraph, a div actually. So I've got the filter by publisher. It wants me to add this above the filter by publisher. Okay, so what is that going to look like? I don't think I'm too thrilled about doing that. I want it to put it inside this filter by publisher, actually. So no, maybe put it on the right side of the filter by publisher so I'm not taking up so much space. Assuming the JavaScript will mostly be the same. Okay, this time it gave me CSS, so I guess that's a good thing. Probably going to need some styling for the count. All right, so we updated the JavaScript as well. So let's come back over to the HTML. What does it want me to do here? All right, filter by publisher. So does it want me to, or so it wants me to add a paragraph with the course count into the filter section. So let's go try and do that first. So I've got Z over here and let's open up the HTML file. Yeah, okay, so right after the publisher filters, we'll add in a course count here. That makes sense. And then let's come over to the JavaScript next. Let's just copy this and paste this in. It looks like it's standalone. But I would like to know where it's going to call this update course count. Okay, so it wants me to update the create publisher filters. That makes sense. Copy that. Back over in Z, let's come to the JavaScript here. Looking for create publisher filters. Oh, it was actually right there. So I think it wants me to update this right here, paste in the new code. So I can do that. One thing I like to do to confirm the changes as I'm bringing them over is to actually just hop over to the command line and run a get diff. Or in this case, I think a get diff of the JavaScript file. And if I zoom out a bit here, you can see most of this is the same. Inside of create publisher filters, it hasn't changed anything. That doesn't look right. Did I put that in the right place? Where is it calling update course count? Did it really not decide to call update course count? Am I crazy here? Let's see if it can get a revision here to help me out. Okay, so now it wants me to update handle filtering as well. So I need to add, or actually I need to add, what is adding handling? Man, this is getting more convoluted than I thought it was going to be. I thought this would be an easy one. Oh, we've got handle filtering here. Okay. Actually, I think there's a little highlight, a summary or outline here I can use. So handle filters. All right, so am I going to undo what I just did here, or is it still going to modify? This is now in addition to the rest of the code that it just gave me. Okay, well, let's do this. Let's copy the initialized page. And let's paste that one in. That one's updated here. I hate how it puts these summaries in front of a function as if it's not obvious this day that this is a function called initialize page, but whatever. Likewise, I don't need a comment here to tell me that. It's actually got a good name for the function already. Okay, so there's that part. The next part, it wants me to call that. Yeah, that makes sense. After handle filtering. So after I change filtering, I'm obviously going to need to change the count. So let's come back here and come to handle filtering. And let's just replace this here. Okay. So that's the JavaScript. Let's make sure I save the HTML. That's all saved. So now if I come back over to the catalog, refresh here, it's probably broken. Oh, it's not broken. All right, showing 21 courses. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but it sounds about right. 7. Okay, yeah, it is right. There's 7 by 3, so that's 21 courses. All right, so that is actually working. The next thing I want to do though is I want the styling. I asked it to put this on the right. I bet with the styling it'll show over here, or at least cross my fingers. So let's come back over and let's take a look at the CSS. And let's copy this. Come back over. Well, wait a minute. Let me see what it says here. Updated filter section styles. Filter section needs to be updated. Publisher filters, course count, and then the responsive design. Okay, let's copy the responsive design first. I don't know if there's actually any changes there, but let's just go see if that's the case. Let's come over to the CSS file. At the bottom, oops, thought the was at the bottom. What am I looking for again? I'm looking for the responsive design. All right, so right here, this part, I'm going to update this. Don't know if there's really, oh, there are some changes there. Okay. Wait, is that the right one to update? How many responsive designs do I have in here? Oops. Okay, that's the only one. All right. I guess that's the one I want to update. That looks markedly different. A little bit worried about that, but hey, it's the same max width, so let's just stick with it. And then we need to update. I'm not sure. Are we updating these for, am I just pasting all of this in? Probably looking for the filter section, classes, and then I bet there's a publish filters already. So let's do filter section. Not used to. Oops. Does N not work? No, okay, there's only one match there. So wait a minute. So am I adding these? Just look what we have here. We have publish filters. Okay, publisher filters does exist already. So this is actually one area where I don't like this patching of changes because it gets convoluted as you get more complex in a set of changes. But we got publisher filters here. Let me split the screen and publisher filters. So yeah, we're just adding flex grow 1 here. So that's fine. I'll just do these one by one. Change that. All right. And then these look to be brand new. We'll come back and let's just add these to the bottom. Okay. And then I believe course count is going to be brand new as well. Just my suspicion here. Yeah. Wait. Is there? Yeah, there's one inside the responsive section to further refine it. Okay. Might need that responsive at the bottom. No, I don't, because it's got a max width on it. Okay. Let's save that. Let's come over to the catalog, cross my fingers. Oh man, that doesn't look really good. Did I screw something up? Okay. I don't see the count on the right side. Did I screw? I suspect with the paragraph that that's not actually going to float to the right side. Please don't give me something too convoluted to do anything with here. Did it change the from a span to, or from a paragraph to like a span? Oh, it's too busy rewriting stuff right now. I'll just wait here. All right, we done now. Let's come and grab the HTML. Oh, come on, stop changing it on me. What did we do here? Now I've got to actually look and see what it's doing. So let's come to the style first. Whoa, crap, there's a lot of new stuff in here. Or is this similar to what we have seen? Now, I wish they had a diff in here so I could see what they added. All right, so apologies. It took a minute just to read through this and see if I had missed anything. And I did. I missed one little thing here. And I think this will make the difference. Right, so right now, if I come back over to the HTML, when I was copying the new course count, and actually, I want this version of it. Don't need the new version to fix it. I didn't capture this class that needed to be added to the div, and I think that's what makes the difference here. So I'll just paste this over the top here. And then save that. Let's just go over to the catalog. So right now it's showing over on the right. Now if I hard refresh here, there you go. It's showing on the right. So that looks good. So now if I click on Manning, 1 course, Pluralsight 13, O'Reilly 6, self-published 1, looks good. So aside from some of the difficulties of pulling out content that's been changed and trying to stitch it into the actual content, this does actually work to get me started on the journey towards adding something like a count of courses to this page. And that is not a trivial change to be making. So I hope that in the future, the workflow improves for being able to generate the code and then run the code. But for right now, this is actually a viable workflow to use to spike ideas and quickly iterate on maybe some changes to what is becoming a rather complicated page.